Ages and Ages are one of Portland, Oregon's most beloved bands, known for their uplifting songs and videos.
The need is more apparent. It's always been the case that we enjoy music or dance or whatever it is that we get our artistic yayas out for because it feels good, but now we actually need it.
The band has had an incredible career and just released their third record, Something to Ruin. Ages and Ages joined Grittybirds for our very first live taping, sharing a few of their songs and a conversation about unity and music. This is Grittybirds, an X-Ray FM radio show and podcast all about the grit behind successful artists and creatives. 107.1, 91.1 Portland, Oregon, and you can find me on all major podcast networks. My name is Jeni Wren Stottrup. Want to hear stories about the grittiest artists today? Stay tuned. We're here! Okay. Right. Thank you. So we're here tonight with Ages and Ages, and I am really excited, but I want to have all of you introduce yourself before you play your first couple songs, play your first song, and introduce who you are and what you play and how long you've been with the band.
Let's start with the people that are wearing hats.
My name is Rob, and I play the bass guitar. Next to me is Evan. He doesn't have a microphone, so I'm going to introduce him. I was in the band from the way back, and he's in the band from the new back? Or he's the newest, or second newest. Oh, my God. Never mind.
Maybe we shouldn't have started with people with hats.
Let's erase that part.
Let's go to the other one.
I have a hat too, though, Tim.
You do? Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I've been in the band for about 12 years now. No, probably about 12 weeks now. I'm Ezza, and I'm playing acoustic guitar for Ages. It's really fun to be part of this group.
I'm Colin. I play the keyboards. I've been in the band for 2.5 years.
Sarah, 6 years, little Juno, and percussion.
My name is Tim, and I have been in this band since it was born.
And here we are.
Here we are, swimming around in life.
Swimming around in life, birthing new things, and we're about to have a really fun night birthing music. So what is your first way?
From betwixt our creative loins.
Betwixt our creative loins, from bands from 12 weeks on to since they were born. What's your first song?
The song is called Kick Me Out.
So cold, opening the door, trying to walk whatever line I used to walk before, and all around me is change, and I see all the places I used to belong that I don't want to be, while the others pointing back at us, fetishize some golden age it never really was. They manufacture the towns and the sights and the sounds till it all looks alike. You know they make it so are you anymore? When you're so caught up in how you think it ought to go, that you don't even know your own song, but you want us to learn every line and try to sing along. We don't want to carry it around. All your petty morals add up to nothing anyhow. You're so immersed in your culture of fear. When you fall, I don't want to be near. You're gonna make it so like anybody else. I see it tangled in front of my face, and I wonder sometimes to myself if I can get it straight. But I'd rather be struggling in the haze than here among the brutally average for another day. For you it's all an attempt to escape, and it's fine, but don't be so surprised when other people say, oh, yeah, kick me out. 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 Oh, yeah, kick me out of here.
That was awesome. That's actually, I think, my favorite song by all of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Do you know when I first met you?
You know, I've been just perpetually drunk since like 2007, since Obama won.
This band I used to be in. They got asked to play at Penny Lane's house. But tell me about that day for you. I've always just been curious.
Well, it's my recollection we didn't play at Penny Lane's. We played on a stage outside by the river, and there was like,
Yep.
yeah, and there was like massive, like giant boats going by.
That was me, remember? I told
That
you
was
that
you in a
story.
boat. Yeah, that's right.
I was
you
on a
tell.
As it was
sailboat
just
race.
over there.
I was on a sailboat race on the Columbia going down to St. Helens, overnighter. And I was like, you know what? That sounds like that band Ages and Ages. That is that band Ages and Ages.
Is that real?
That's real. That's a real story. I told them. I was like, you won't believe
Sorry.
it. I remember hearing you as I was sailing down the Columbia River.
Wow.
And here I am now in the band.
Here she is.
What was the big inspiration? Because one thing about your band especially has been like how positive and exciting everything is. But what was the driving force creatively between, like, for this last album?
I mean, you know, driving around Portland and a lot of other cities, San Francisco, Seattle, and the like, basically everywhere, but certainly Portland, is like a sort of this massive Tyvek ad. If you're familiar with the product, it's just these yellow, half-made buildings. In fact, I decided to take the Morrison Bridge on my way here, and I almost missed Morrison because I'm not used to the new landmarks. So this record is all about, I guess, the shifting and the changing, and your home changing sort of more rapidly than your ability to wrap your head around it. Unsure, I guess, if it still feels like home, and not just Portland, but life itself. You know, sometimes we change quicker than things, and sometimes things change quicker than us, if that makes any sense.
It definitely does. Is there a song on the record that really epitomizes that concept?
Kick Me Out is probably, one of the main ones, and Something to Ruin, which we're not going to play for you tonight.
Not tonight.
The title track, Something to Ruin, is all about sort of the idea, and I think the record itself is about the idea of sort of embracing the change and the destruction, and maybe even taking peace in the idea that it might be a lot better if things do just sort of get totally destroyed. And of course, we wrote this record and put it out before Trump became our president. But
Yeah, it turns out it's not so much better.
yeah,
No.
Yet.
turns out that was a bad idea. Yeah.
What does that mean for you? What do you feel is necessary in your music now?
Well, a lot of people always comment on how they feel, you know, like it's a happy music, which is great. It's really flattering to hear that. But, you know, our music is all about wholeheartedly embracing the idea of just saying, you know, but like we're all here together, you know, like embracing that concept and embracing that reality and that feeling. And much like some of the protests that a lot of us are at, it's a moment of solidarity, times of solidarity amidst great upheaval. So some of it is empowering, but it's, you know, it's empowerment in the face of some really disturbing stuff that's happening. But it's our turn. It's our turn to be American. It's our turn to rise up and resist and write and be pissed and turn that into constructive change.
Can I ask you what it means to be American for you?
I grew up hearing "never again." My dad's dad didn't have a chance to raise my father because he was killed in the war. My other grandfather was at Pearl Harbor. To me, being an American is an immigrant nation, a nation of different people and tolerance and growth and a constant move towards progress and love. And that's what I'm prepared to fight for, and that's what I believe in, and I think that's what a lot of people believe in.
Thanks, Tim. Tell me about your next song.
The song's called "The Weight Below."
I know the weight below, making you cautious. Pulling you aside, pulling everything inside of you out in the open. And I wanted to be the reason you keep the light on.
That was incredible. So here we are, playing songs that say the truth that exists.
Alternative facts, man.
Alternative facts. Well,
I had a couple alternative notes in that.
how often are there alternative notes?
Never. We play the best notes.
You play
Most
the
notes in one place at the same time ever, period.
When
I
I play
love-
D over knee, it's tremendous.
That was actually one of my posts that I loved. What are you digging right now about how we dig in as artists?
The need is more apparent. It's always been the case that we enjoy music or dance or whatever it is that we get our artistic yayas out for because it feels good, but now we actually need it psychologically, physically, emotionally. And so now seeing people come to shows or buying music or playing music or singing along, I teach dance for a living, people coming to dance, you can see it in their faces, you can see it in the way that they're creating what they do, that it just is much more meaningful, and it's what we're seeing happening in this resistance against what's happening politically involves connection, and that can't not happen when you're listening to music or dancing to music or creating music. You know what I mean?
I do. And your videos, but generally they have a feeling of we are community.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've done some live videos. One of the tracks off this last record, and then another song called "Do the Right Thing" or "Divisionary" off our last record. Just because I think ultimately that's music is a very communal and live experience. I think and partially to touch upon what you're saying, there's this idea, I guess, since the vinyl record and certainly since like pop music came about that somehow we're entitled to make money, or that somehow music equates to money. And what Spotify and other streaming services have done have essentially taken away the ability for artists to make money off of recorded material, which is, I think, put a lot of people to the test, But I think, before any of that came along, we were just people in groups singing songs. Everybody used to have a piano in their home, and they'd, start a fire and play songs with their family. So that's what we try. I guess that's what we try and get across in some of our videos. But it's not even a matter of getting it across. It's just we just do it because that's what we do.
It's the nature of the music.
Yeah, it's the nature of the music.
It's the nature of the music.
That said, I mean, I will say, and I don't want to sound like I'm on my high horse either, talking about like, hey man, we don't do this for the money. Because I mean, what's frustrating about streaming, and you mentioned, sort of the new world of like access to everything ever written ever by a click, sort of I think was what you were getting at, is that the frustration comes when you see other entities making money. There's money being made, it's just not you. You're not making it. That's when it's frustrating. I don't personally feel entitled, to like, well, I wrote a song, therefore I shouldn't have to work at a quote unquote, 9 to 5 or whatever. But when I see money being made and I see none of it going into my electricity bill, that's kind of frustrating. A little bit weird.
So I guess the question comes there is how, as a band like you who has done well, and what is the next step for Ages and Ages?
I think we just have to keep. I think the only thing we can do is keep making music the way we know how, and like the only satisfying experience that I've found is like live music, and so like that's always been our focus. I don't see that changing. I mean, we'll get weird in the studio, but like it's. Until we're in a room playing songs for people, like that's kind of what it's all about, I don't know if that. I mean that so that's never going to change, So it's always got to feel like there's some kind of interchange there, or else.
If anyone has one like inspiring story while we close out with a little bit of music, that'd be like of something that you've come across in the road. That'd be a really beautiful way to close out.
I think some light in the darkness is through all of this, like touching back on a point that you were saying earlier, Jeni, is like there is a place and a time for things, and like we go along playing music as long as we have been, and creating whatever we create as people in the world in whatever, you know, medium that we do. And sometimes it feels a lot more important, and sometimes it feels like you have something that may help, and it feels like you can help more with that. And in like the darkness that we're in right now, it's like really inspiring and really liberating to be able to say, you know what, now's the time to like take my creativity and just like go full throttle and just run with it. And like I feel like all of us, I'm speaking for all of us right now, I hope you guys don't mind, are in a place where we can do that, and it feels really good. And I hope that like the end goal is that it feels good for everybody else and is inspiring and liberating, and we can all like join together and do that. So I don't know.
Thank you. Can you share this last song? My darling friends, Ages and Ages, thank you so much for coming here for our inaugural Gritty Bird show. It's honestly an honor to have you here.
It's been fun.
It's been really fun. What's our song tonight?
This last one is called As It Is.
All my friends, everything here's gonna change, and I have no attachment at all. I only wanna see it as it is. I know even my pulse, it'll pass. None of this is gonna last. I treat it like it ain't even mine, so I don't ever need to react. There's only so much I could fit in my pocket, and none was ever mine to control. Not even once had I ever intended to know. All as it is, see it rise, let it pass. You're gonna find your peace and anonymity. Find your peace and anonymity. All as it is, see it rise, let it pass. You're gonna find your peace and anonymity. Find your peace and anonymity. Alright. And I made so much more sense of it all. The less I tried, the less I tried. And it adds up more than ever before. And I could relate to it all. The less I tried. There's only so much I could fit in my pocket, and no one's ever mine to control. Not even once had I ever intended to know. All as it is, see it rise, let it pass. You're gonna find your peace and anonymity. Find your peace and anonymity. All see it rise, let it pass. You're gonna find your peace and anonymity. Find your all as it is, see it rise, let it pass. You're gonna find your peace and anonymity. Find your peace and anonymity. All as it is, see it rise, let it pass. You're gonna find your peace and anonymity. Find your peace and anonymity. All right.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure tonight.
Thank you very much. It's
Yeah.
been our pleasure as well.
You can find out more about Ages and Ages at agesandages.com. Their new album, Something to Ruin, is out now. This week's episode featured songs from the album taped live at Kelly's Olympian in Portland, Oregon, as well as the song No Pressure. Thanks for tuning into Gritty Birds, an X-Ray FM radio show and podcast. You can follow me on socials at GRITTYBIRDS. You can support the show now on our new GoFundMe, or you can also continue to support monthly on patreon.com/GrittyBirds. Gritty Birds is produced by myself, Jeni, Wren, Stottrup, with the amazing support of X-Ray FM. Thank you to a listener for catching an error in our episode with Modern Savage. The song Evil is a cover by Interpol. This week's episode was created in partnership with Revolver Studios. Bryan Wollen was our live sound and recording engineer, and Silva was our recording and mix engineer. This week's board operator is Dannon Drips. See you next week with our second live taping with Mini Blinds.